Bob Pancake has a man cave, yo. Oh, this is quite funny. This is actually really funny to see. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Alaka here for EPCreativeMedia, and I'm back with a brand new video. But before I proceed with the video, I bring you the verse for the day, and the verse for the day comes from the book of Matthew chapter 5 verse 43 to 44, and it reads, "Ye have heard that it hath been said, Thou shalt love thy neighbour and hate thine enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you." And I actually particularly love these verses, should I say, because it's two of them, because it's a constant reminder to me of another verse in the Bible where it says, "Vengeance is the Lord's, it's not mine." And I know I've seen a lot of people misuse that, where whenever they are upset about something or someone's done something to them, they want to go ahead and say vengeance is the Lord, because they want God to actually go ahead and punish that person for doing wrong to them. But in fact, that's quite the contrary. When the Bible talks about vengeance is the Lord's, it's actually talking about the fact that when the time comes, everything that the devil has basically done, and anyone that hasn't accepted Christ as their Lord and Savior, they are going to face the wrath which we were all meant to have in the first place if we do not accept Jesus Christ, right? And so this particular verse is actually a lesson in teaching us, first of all, humility, because the lack of forgiveness sometimes it comes from a place of pride. And when we learn to humble ourselves and we learn to embrace humility, we will find ourselves that we realize that even when people wrong us, right, we are not too good to be wronged, in the sense that we are not too good to the point where we are not able to wrong others, right? And so in that same vein, in as much as you would love someone to forgive you for wronging you, you would have to return that as well. You have to be able to be in a place mentally to be able to forgive those who've done wrong to you. Now, this is not to say that forgiveness encourages re-entry into your life. Yes, there's some people who are extremely horrible to be around, and you literally can't be around them because they're either dangerous or people who just bring the worst out of you. You can't be around that type of company, right? That's why it also says in the Bible, a bad company corrupts good morals. So who you surround yourself with does matter. And so if it's someone who has wronged you and you have to distance yourself, by all means distance yourself. However, you do have to find it in your heart to forgive them, because when all is said and done, forgiveness is not about them, it's more about you. As the age-old saying goes, not forgiving somebody is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. And that's why we are encouraged through the word of God that we have to pray for those people. We have to do good for those people that hate us. We have to bless those people who try to curse us. We have to pray for those who despitefully try to use us and persecute us. Those people who even want to kill us, we have to pray for them, because when all is said and done, we are all created in God's image, and it is not God's will that anybody should perish and go to hell. And so who are we to be able to stand before God and say, no, that one has actually done A, B, C, D, because their sin is worse than I have done, when quite the contrary, because God is good, right? He is perfect. Therefore, for him, there is no sin that is above any other sin in the world. Absolutely no sin that's above any other sin. All sin is marked in the exact same way in accordance to God. And so therefore we'll all be judged the exact same way. The only way we'll be able to escape that judgment is through Christ Jesus. Hence us being reminded to always forgive others as we expect them to forgive us, to be able to be good to the people who are cruel to us. Anyone that's done you wrong, find it in your heart to forgive them. Like I mentioned, this is not to say that you should bring people back in your life who've done bad things to you. If anything, yes, by all means, distance yourself, especially if they put you in danger. Distance yourself, but you can also find it in your heart to forgive them, because you actually find more healing in that than having to hold on to a grudge. Because believe it or not, unforgiveness can also have physical ramifications to you. It can actually affect your health and your mental health. And so yeah, that's the verse for the day. I know normally I try to keep my explanation short, but I just felt this one is very important, especially in the time times that we're living, where people are very angry about the atrocities that are happening to other people around the world. And as a Black person, I would be, according to the world, I would be considered in my right to be extremely angry at the world because of what was done to our people for hundreds upon hundreds and hundreds of years. And then even after those things have been done to us, we still get ignored. We still get treated like pariahs in a lot of parts of the world. We still get treated like second-class citizens, basically. We still get less opportunities. We're still less acknowledged. Even in this game that I'm literally about to showcase, we've seen how Black people have been treated in terms of representation, right? And I would be, according to the world, right, I would be in my right to be very angry, to be very bitter, and to want harm to come to those who I feel are either the ancestors or the grandchildren and grandchildren of those people who actually did those things to us. But that is not the will of God for my life, right? So I found it in my heart to forgive. Will I call out the wrongdoing? Of course, I will always call it out, but I can still be able to call it out in love and in respect, and basically stand up for what is just, right? Because God is a just God, and that's who I am standing for. And so I can call it out, but I don't have to spread hate. I don't have to be combative about it. I don't have to be hateful about it, if that makes sense. And so with that said, let us get on with this current The Sims 4 25 years update. And first things first is we received like a patch update note, etc., that sort of thing, where they say, Hoopla, Pubna, Simmers. Okay, it's not February yet, but the Sims 25th birthday is just around the corner, and it is exciting to think about the 25 years of the Sims. And then they go on to mention what time the first update was going to take place, which took place earlier on today. And they carry on to thank the support of the community, etc., that sort of thing. So I'm not going to go ahead and read that because it would be a waste of time. Okay, so it says, what is new in The Sims 4? Base game updates, the main menu, okay, which is the visual effects. Okay, they've done a visual refresh. To start off with, we have a brand new main menu, visual refresh. We've pushed aside the clutter to make space for your Sims. New game, resume. It's funny how the word resume and resume are literally spelled the same. Resume game has moved from right to left. And it's really funny. The resume option used to be on the left. We used to press play on the left a while ago, if anyone remembers that. So I feel like they've done way too many changes to the main menu. I think from the time I first started playing The Sims 4, I think they have changed it a total of maybe 4 or 5 times, if I'm not mistaken. Like, it's changed so many times. It's kind of crazy. And I don't know why they feel the need to keep changing this, because this doesn't affect gameplay. It really doesn't. It's just an aesthetic thing, you know what I mean, that we don't necessarily need, if that makes sense, but nonetheless, they've gone ahead and done that. They've changed it, and it's like a bright blue color. But what I find is a bit of an issue with this is that they've done the bright blue color, but then they've also added accents of this neon, almost like a neon green color, and I feel like the two colors really clash and they almost kind of bleed into each other. I would say, like, if you were to put this out to print and stuff like that, I'm not sure how great this would look on print, like in terms of readability, etc., that sort of thing. It's only because they've got white lettering in front of it that it's just about readable, but otherwise I find the combination of the colors a little bit too harsh. I would have preferred, right, I'm not too fussed about the design element. It's even got some texture to it, so I'm not really fussed about the design element of it. It's just the color scheme that they chose. I do have an issue with that because it's too bright, and this is someone who, if you look at my thumbnails, I love bright colors, but if you notice, I like my colors bright but more pastel like, and I feel like had this been pastel colors, and then rather than them using the green accent, blue and orange are complementary colors, and so that should have been like a pastel orange or something like that, maybe even a pink. That probably would have looked nice against the backdrop of blue. Or if they're trying to emphasize the whole green theme to go with The Sims, then they should have made the entire thing the green and then added accents of either a darker color or a subtle color, and I think that would have maybe made it a little bit better, in my opinion, because as it stands, I wasn't sure when I first looked at it. Then when I looked at it again, I realized I actually prefer the previous loading screen, if truth be told. But what they've done is the resume option, like they said, is on the left, and your main household, or should I say your last played household, is front and center, literally. So if you've got 8 sims, it's a full house, they'll all be right in front of you as you open your game. And also it shows you the amount of money they actually have in their bank account, which is quite funny. But I don't know why they're like, you know, all up in their business. I don't know why that particular feature has been made to, like, you know, be so visible. But also you see the name of the actual household, that's literally right there. And it's got resume load game, obviously. When you hover over the resume button, like the green kind of like pounces on you, and everything else, when you hover over them, the green kind of highlights, you know, anything that's clickable, of course, the green highlights. Another thing I noticed is they've got the gallery there. Now here's the thing, I've never paid attention the previous main menu if we actually had access to the gallery from the main menu, but in this particular one actually have access to the gallery from the main menu, which is literally just below the new game option, and then afterwards you've got gallery and then play scenario if you're going to choose a scenario that you would like to play. And so that's interesting. And then the home and store, obviously if you've got any packs that you still need to buy, etc., they're literally front and center at the top, and then on the far right you've got the 3 dots for the, you know, the options. They're kind of a little bit bigger, which I don't mind. It's actually good that they're a lot bigger because I feel like it's great for accessibility reasons. And then the little message that normally pops up this time around as I'm recording this, mine is actually saying get pizzazzy, EPCreativeMedia. I'm not even sure what that's supposed to mean. I know penny pizzazz, maybe, I don't know. And then it just advertises a whole bunch of things, from stuff that's been going on currently, as well as, you know, other kits, as well as gallery items, you know, and it just, there's like literally a rotating menu, to put it simply. So yeah, that's kind of like with the main menu. So what they basically say is that the visual update includes a bit of fresh paint, a little less clutter. I don't think it had a lot of clutter before. It's pretty much the same things, just rearranged. So I don't know what less clutter it's supposed to have. I suppose maybe the middle. I honestly don't know. You know, with the desire to keep information clear and discoverable for you, the Sims in the center are your last played household, like I mentioned, Sims, all of them, and important updates and information from the Sims are focused on the right side, like I literally mentioned. Speaking of the main menu, you'll receive a message about the upcoming blast from the past event. So we've got another event coming. I'll be honest, the event that I actually hated the most was the Reaper event, because 1, it was broken. 2, it was forcing you to do things that, for me, normally I wouldn't want to do, even in game, even if I had the pack. And I kind of hated that I had to do that in order to try and get certain items. But in the end, I kind of gave up on it. So I don't even care if I didn't get all the Reaper's rewards stuff. But the previous one that just ended, I didn't mind that one so much, the Christmas one, because it did come with some cute little Christmas decorations. So with the rewards, I'm kind of on the fence. I know there's some people who don't like it because they're like, you know, we're not this other game, etc. For me, I'm not too bothered about it. So long as it doesn't get in the way of what I'm trying to do with my game, then I'm okay with it. And so long as it's not forcing me to do something that I absolutely feel kind of conflicts with my beliefs, then I'm okay with that. If it's stuff like where you're just collecting stuff and, you know, just easy tasks and easy quests, then I'm okay with that. Keep it kosher and I'm fine. And then they obviously, in the notes, they go on to mention about February, that sort of thing. But this particular video, I'm not talking about that. I'm not interested in talking about that. My focus is basically just to talk about the main menu, but also to talk about the updated Townie homes, done like a Townie home refresh. Now here's the thing, I had a brief gander in Willow Creek, right? I haven't even gone to Oasis Springs yet. You've probably seen it in the video, but obviously taking a bit of a deep dive kind of helps a little bit, and that's what I'm trying to. I don't know if I've mentioned this in a video or it's something that it was a thought in passing on multiple occasions, because I've thought about this many times, is that if they're going to be doing a refresh, why not refresh the entire worlds that come with base game? Because of the simple reason that when the game first came out, it did not have swimming pools, right? There's certain elements it literally did not have, including babies and infants, you know, including, I think, toddlers, right? And even infants now. And I think with the refresh, I feel like if they're going to do a refresh, they should just do one big refresh. And I'm talking about refresh the houses, refresh the places like the library, etc., but also refresh the families and add children where there needs to be children, etc., that sort of thing. In the same way, like the way they refresh the goths and the goths alone, they should have refreshed, for example, the LANDGRAABs. Okay, they should have refreshed the LANDGRAABs so that Johnny Zest actually has some kind of a relationship in terms of it might not necessarily be like the friendship, but have a relationship from the family tree should indicate that he's actually originally a LANDGRAAB. I really do not like the fact that that part of it does not show, So anyways, with that said, says the new year, new homes, all Townie homes in Willow Creek and Oasis Springs have been updated. All of them, it says all Townie homes. Okay, now here's the trick, guys. It says all Townie homes. It doesn't say all homes. So any home that you actually come to that is vacant upon arriving in the save file that doesn't have a Townie living there has not been refreshed, and I do not understand why. I feel like they should have refreshed every single Townie home. Every single home in all the base game homes. But to just refresh the Townie homes kind of defeats the purpose, because I would have loved that if I decide, I want to just start a new save file and I just want to go to a base game house, and obviously the other ones with the Townies are occupied. It's still the same ones? Come on. I didn't like that. I actually didn't like that, because what I've done is, as you can see, there's literally a screenshot that I'm about to show you right now, is the house that I actually have placed my sim in is a house that I thought, okay, let me move them in here and have a look and see what the actual house looks like. And lo and behold, it's exactly the same. And that's when I went back to the notes and I discovered that, actually to the Townie homes that have been updated, the standard homes that your Sims can actually move into have not been refreshed. So it's kind of a little bit annoying. Both the legacy and updated lots are automatically available in the My Library tab. And so if you miss the old homes, what they're saying is you can still find those old homes in your library, in the gallery. And then new save. So players who start a new game will automatically see the updated lots in the world. So if you already have loads of save files, you will not see the updated lots, pretty much in the same way when the GOTHs were updated. And if you went back to your save file that you had before the update, you would not see the new GOTHs, you just see the old GOTHs. And so it kind of works in the same way. Existing saves, it says players who would like to see the update in their existing saves must manually update the homes by placing the new lots from the My Library tab. So you will be able to find these particular houses and builds in the library as well, which is a good thing. But again, like I said, I feel like all the homes should have been updated, and I feel like that would have served us all better. It would have probably worked out better. I personally would have preferred that. It appears that the GOTH household has got a graveyard in the backyard. They've added a whole graveyard. They have I'm not sure how I feel about this update, and I'll tell you why. As you are looking at the picture right now, as I'm talking to you, I remember the GOTH household used to have like a full fencing around it. It was enclosed, right? So people could not just easily come in their house. But now you can literally enter the GOTH household from the back, because they've got a fountain and a very lazily made patio type area at the back. And they never had that before. Bella and Mortimer literally having run time right in front of a grave. It's just bizarre. And looking at the GOTH household is definitely very different. Before, it was a lot darker in color scheme, and I'm assuming this is because they've added like new tiles, new swatches, etc., that sort of thing. So they have made it slightly different. The fencing is completely different. I do feel like the design of the fencing before maybe was better for the GOTH household. I just kind of feel like when they updated the GOTH household, they did a very, I'm sorry, because I love building, they did an extremely lazy job with the build of the GOTH's house. I will tell you this much. From the pictures, I thought, okay, it looks like they've really improved it. But when you look at it up close, you're like, oh, this is it? This is it? Like, are you serious right now? They have maintained that red vibe about the house. You know, there's still that kind of like red vibe about the house. But you can tell that a lot has definitely changed in the house. You know how the GOTH household was predominantly it was almost like an eco house. Like they never used any electricity before, but now we've got literally lighting in places that they used to have candles. The living room seems a lot more bigger. It doesn't even seem much like a living room. It's more like a drawing room, more like than a living room. Then they've got this separate dining room. I don't remember them having a separate dining room like this. And their kitchen is completely cordoned off, because before I think there was something open about it. Interesting. I feel like they've got less rooms. Have they given them less rooms? And then when you go upstairs, look, they've basically made it so that Cassandra and Alexander, I've just realized that their names rhyme. Alexander actually has his own little room, or like literally a black bed and everything. And then Cassandra's bed is really different. She doesn't have the pink. And like I said, I think they're trying to use all the new features that they've added to base game, I suppose. Then there's an actual office. There's an office upstairs. Okay. They've added like an ensuite master bedroom all the way at the top. Because remember, at the very, very, very top is where there used to be, I think, an extra bedroom or something. It was kind of bizarre. But now there's like an ensuite bedroom for the parents. And I think it doesn't go any further up, because before there was literally an additional floor. But that's it in regards to the GOTH household. I wasn't expecting that. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to proceed to the next one. Okay, so now we are at the Spencer Kim Lewis household. Looking at it from world edit mode, the Spencer Kim Lewis house actually looks really nice. And I'm talking about the color scheme, like it's the black and white. It does look really, really nice. And coming up close, I'm actually thinking, I think I have not been to this house, to be honest, in years, like whilst playing the game. I don't know why. I think it's because it's always occupied. I've never felt the need to kind of try and look at it or get someone else to move into it. I do like their front yard. I'm surprised the GOTH actually don't live here. So the Spencer Kim Lewis family must have money. But then again, the GOTH, I'll give them, they've got an excuse. That is Mortimer GOTH's family home. So this is the first house that I've seen that a swimming pool has actually been added to it. This one, I feel like a little bit more effort was put into it than the GOTHs. I think, like I said, the GOTHs felt like it was a bit of a lazy renovation. The Spencer Kim Lewis one, on the other hand, is like, okay, I think it's the best base game house I've actually ever seen. But they've always had a big house, but this is nice. The top floor seems to have the bedroom, 2 bedrooms, both of them are en suite, and then it's got like an arts room, an art or creative room, would you say? Like, it seems the kid can do homework there, you can paint, and there's like a piano, a grand piano, and they've got a balcony, and so that's kind of nice. Like, decent effort was actually put into this, Obviously, if it was us Sims players making this, the amount of detail we like to add in a lot of our builds. And then moving down to the first floor seems quite more open. It seems to have the kids' room. I'm to assume that the mother to Eric and the father to, I can never remember her name, to be honest, the lady with the tattoo, they must have the rooms upstairs, because downstairs I think it's for Eric and whatever her face's name is, and their child, because as you can see on the screenshot, it's literally showing the child's bedroom, and then they've just got a little cute little sitting area in like a foyer mezzanine area, and then they've literally got another bedroom which is also ensuite. So the ensuite rooms are a thing here. The only bedroom so far that's not ensuite is the one for the child, and it's like a cute little bunk bed with a chair underneath it. And again, these are all stuff, because all these things did not come with the game, right? They've gone ahead and added them to this update, because bunk bed, there were so many things, guys, that were missing when this game first came out. And I'm assuming this is what they're trying to do as the future of The Sims, is make sure that base game, when people actually play it for the first time, it's actually a lot more satisfactory, which it would be. Can you imagine if when I first played The Sims, this is what I had? I think it would have taken me a while to purchase game packs, DLCs. With that said, because the skin tone thing probably would have still taken ages because of the way they are, I probably would have still gone to mods and CC, to be honest, before game packs. And I think that's what I did from the beginning. I went for CC and mods even before I went for DLCs, to be honest. And so, like, the ground floor, what they've done with it is there's no bedroom. Oh no, wait, let me not lie. There is one bedroom, and it is also ensuite as well. They love their ensuites, huh? And then there's also a visitor's bathroom as well and toilet. It's literally got a shower, toilet and a sink. So I'm assuming that's like a guest room, I suppose. They've got their nice open plan kitchen, which is like on a platform, which is kind of nice, platform kind of area. That kind of like goes straight from the entrance, and then you've got your living room with a fireplace, you know, and the living room is actually quite pretty. And then you've got literally what seems like just a random, okay, it's on a veranda type area, so it's open. Okay, I see it. I was about to wonder. You've got a little sitting area that's literally just got like one outdoor chair with the table, and I suppose you can go sit there for some fresh air. But also on the back end, where the swimming pool area is, they've literally got a bar, they've got swimming pool. I would have thought they would have a barbecue. You know what I mean? I would have expected a barbecue to be back here since they've got the swimming pool. I do love what they've done with the swimming pool. It looks really nice. It actually looks really nice. And I think anyone that wants to add to this, they'll be in a position where they'll actually be able to make it really nice. That's the Spencer Kim Lewis house. So we're going to travel over now, and I think we're going to try and visit Bob and Eliza Pancake. So now that we have arrived at Eliza and Bob Pancake's house, you can clearly see there's definitely been an update in the sense that, like, even the outside, the painting is actually different. The front porch actually looks a lot more nicer actually than before. I mean, it was bad enough like before. It was really lazy. Let me see. Bob and Eliza's house is actually enclosed, and so I'm quite impressed that they kind of maintained that. I don't know why they didn't maintain the same thing when it came to the GOTH household. They should have kept it enclosed and just added some really beautiful elements for them. I don't know who did the GOTH household, but I feel like it was lazy. Something I'm actually quite impressed about is they somehow managed to build like a little shed. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. So with Bob and Eliza, I don't know if Iggy's been added to this, because was Iggy added to the refresh? I can't remember, with the one with the GOTS and whatnot. I don't know if Iggy was, but they are 2 bedrooms. One is pink, one is blue. So I don't know if Bob and Eliza are actually sleeping, because there's a rumor out there that they do not sleep in the same room, okay, because apparently Eliza can be a bit of a headache. But it's also looking like they do have a room for Iggy. How old is Iggy? Is Iggy like an infant? Because the room that I'm looking at right now is a room for an infant, so I'm assuming Iggy is in infant stage at the moment. And then there's actually a little office, which I'm assuming the office is for perhaps Bob to do his work, I suppose. And then when you go downstairs, they've actually added like some kind of a generator for them at the back and everything, which I think is really cool. Downstairs, they definitely have improved their living area. Because Bob and Eliza's house actually was never too bad. Was it great? No. Was it the type I liked? Oh, heck no. I did not like it. However, it was better than a lot of the other houses in comparison, if that makes sense. Okay. But they definitely have improved it for them, where they have like a much better fireplace set up in the lounge or living room area, and kitchen is like kind of like open plan with their dining area. But they also have a conservatory. I don't know what other people in other countries call them. But as you can see, basically like a room that's got glass all around it. We call them conservatories. I don't know what other people in other countries call them. I do like a good conservatory, you guys, because I just think they're pretty. Okay, they're pretty to have. So I do not hate them. And they also seem to have their barbecue area. They've actually put the barbecue stand by the decking area of the backyard, as opposed to like next to like the sitting area and stuff like that. So that's kind of strange. I would have thought it would be closer to the seating area, as opposed. Is it under a roof? Maybe it's under a roof. Nope, it's not even under a roofing, so it will still be rained on. So I don't understand why it's on the decking. Should have just been on the ground completely, in my opinion. That's Bob and Eliza's house. So we're now gonna travel on and move to the BFF household. Okay, so now we are at the BFF household. They've definitely added a bit more color. I feel like it seems with all the houses, there's like a brightness they've added to them. They've definitely added some color to them, but then again, it could be my reshade. It could be my reshade that's making them look a lot brighter and nicer. I don't know. But as you can see as well, what they have done with that massive space of nothingness that was in the BFF household. If anyone's ever played there or had a sim visit, is they literally had a whole piece of land with nothing going on, but they've got a now massive swimming pool and, you know, massive decking going on, which looks pretty nice. But obviously I like the way they were being very clever about using the space without doing too much. They literally did not really do much. They just made sure that it looked like it was occupied space. Basically, it's like a landscaping trick. In regards to the rooms, because there's 3 of them, as everybody knows, they don't seem much different to me. But then again, it's because I've never fully observed the BFF household bedrooms, but they seem like nothing major has changed. I don't know, I can't quite tell, because I feel like Summer Holidays room is the pink one, Liberty Lee's is the blue one. Actually no, Liberty Lee's must be the one that's pink, actually, well, with the pink walls, where Summer Holidays with the pink bed. I don't know, to be honest. But they've got like a shared bathroom. They all share a bathroom. They've got a massive open plan space for their very colorful kitchen and living room / you know, lounge. And then in the front they've actually got like a little sitting area, so I guess they must do people watching when they're sat up front, I'm assuming. And like I said, at the back end they've literally got the little barbecue, a table for their parties, very typical young people's home kind of vibe. And that's it with the BFF household. So we're just gonna go ahead and move along, and now we're gonna go over to Oasis Springs. So we are now by Johnny Zest's house, and as you can see from the screenshot right now, they've literally given him like a little bit of a front yard where it looks like he just went to like a charity shop and he kept on collecting things, you know, because he's got all kinds of bits and pieces in the yard. But also it's very typical like look for what people expect for like trailer homes kind of thing. And it seems they've given him like a glass door from what I gauged when I was kind of sending my sim in, because he never had that before. I think he just had like a normal solid door. And also he's got like a decking area. So before I think you should just be able to walk in, but now you literally have to climb up some stairs. He's got a barbecue, his bin and stuff like that, little chair. So it looks a little bit more comfortable, should I say. It's actually cute. You know, I honestly legitimately feel sorry for Johnny and how he was done so wrong by his family, the LANDGRAABs. But he's literally got all these second-hand things in his home. That's literally how his home, I suppose, was kind of made up, you know, him just collecting a whole bunch of secondhand items in order to kind of furnish it and just make his place a home. Because like I've said to people, you know, he probably didn't want no part of the criminal underworld, you know, bless his heart. So that's kind of like Johnny Zest. What you pretty much are looking at right now, because I really don't need to go around and do too much, he's literally got a section where he practices his comedy, because, you know, he wanted to enter the entertainment world, right? That's the reason why they quote unquote kicked him out. And he's got his little sitting area where he watches telly, and he's got a separate bedroom which is kind of closed off, and a little bathroom area, and he's got his own little kitchen, you know. And it's kind of perfect for one person and I suppose a starving entertainer, should I say. And that's pretty much Johnny Zest's house. There's honestly nothing much to it. It's a very quick and easy tour, so we're literally gonna move on. We're gonna now go to the rest of his family, the LANDGRAABs. Okay, so now we are at the LANDGRAABs household, and before my sim even enters, something I'm actually very impressed with is they've actually added greenery onto the yard, and they've basically mowed the lawn. And it's interesting, there's a build that I'm actually currently working on. I actually wanted to have that stripy, you know, look for when, you know, when people cut the grass and it creates like different shades of green. I kind of did that recently in a build, and it's the first time I've ever done that. It's not an easy task. Obviously, if you use tiles, it's easy. You can just like, you know, but if you're using terrain tool, you have to have a steady hand. Basically, it's not easy, but it does look great. I personally think it actually looks really great, and I'm very impressed with the new version of the LANDGRAABs house. I do love the way they have done their like the entryway. So basically, you don't just arrive by their door immediately. You have to kind of go through this little pathway, which is kind of nice. Like we've got water features, fountain, etc., which is really nice. And as you enter into the main house, you find that it's very typical LANDGRAAB, very minimalistic, I think, and it's all black and white. Like I said, seems to be the color scheme they seem to be going for with a lot of the builds, because I suppose maybe that's what they thought maybe looks good with the current updates. I don't know, to be honest. This is supposed to be a dining room, I think, but it looks more like a boardroom more than anything because of the chairs that are on there. That's interesting, because it's got a bar, but at the same time looks like a boardroom, but it's also got a television. So I'm a little confused. Then it's got an office right next to it. I'm assuming this is where maybe Nancy has her criminal underground meetings, because I'm confused as if it's supposed to be a dining room, why would it be set up like this with chairs that look like for a meeting? And it's literally got books. It's got books on top of it. So have they changed the law for the families to go with all of this? Or maybe this is so the law can actually match the house? I'm actually not sure. But also in the foyer area, they've obviously got like a grand piano, and they've just got like literally one sofa that sits 3 people. I'm assuming it's for Nancy, Malcolm, and Jeffrey, and that's it. Literally, and no one else. Because they chucked out Johnny Zest. Goodness knows what was his actual name. I wonder if he changed his entire name or not. And then they've got their massive swimming pool at the back, which looks really beautiful. I love they've got like a little island of like plants growing on the side. Ideally, what I would love to be able to achieve with swimming pools, if they're able to do it in the Sims team, is to enable us to actually be able to combine like a swimming pool and add like a shallow section that can be literally like a jacuzzi area. That would be chef's kiss if they'll be able to do that for us in the game. And then they've obviously got their kitchen, and they've literally got this is not a dining area because this is outside. I was about to say like they've got like a dining area next to the kitchen, but no, it's actually outdoors. So it's like an outdoor sitting, eating area. So that's the kitchen area. When we go upstairs, obviously, is there another floor? Do you know what I realized when I was at the Pancakes house? I might have to go back. I might have to actually go back. I did see an underground section, and I actually told myself, oh, I need to go check that. I saw stairs going downstairs, and I actually forgot to actually go there. So I'm gonna have to check that out. I want to see what's down there. And upstairs they literally have the master bedroom. I'm assuming, which one is the master bedroom? I'm assuming the room on the right is the master bedroom because of the way it's all centered. And it seems to have a walk-in wardrobe. Yep, it's got a walk-in wardrobe. It's got literally an office desk. Yeah, that's definitely the master bedroom. It's even got its own cute little balcony area. You've got another room that, interestingly enough, is almost like a little living area. Like literally, it's like a little when you look at it up close, it's pretty much like a what would you call it, a studio. Not really a studio, yeah, kind of like a bedsit, because it's literally got a microwave, and it's got a dishwasher and a fridge. Now, why would you have that in a bedroom? Is this how they prefer Malcolm to live, or is this where Nancy keeps Jeffrey because she found out that he works for the MI5 version of The Sims? Because now that I notice, Jeffrey and Nancy are both wide awake, and Malcolm is sleeping in what I thought was going to be their bedroom. But nevertheless, is there another floor? There is no other floor. That is very fascinating. Like, they've got a dining room that's literally like an office, like a conference room, literally. That is so bizarre. That is so very bizarre. The LANDGRAABs are weirdos. Absolute weirdos. You cannot with people like them, man. Anyway, they get up to no good. Nobody trusts them anyways. So that's that, you know. Okay, so we are actually going to now move along, guys, because we've still got the Calientes and we've still got the others who are similar to the BFFs, but Oasis Springs version, basically. Okay, so now we are at the Oasis Springs version of the BFF household, and this particular house, I actually like it. It seems it's a bungalow. I have been to this house before. I actually have played this house, not the household, but the actual house. I've had a sim play in this house before, and I did like the fact that it had like a center section that was kind of open in the middle of the house. I thought that was pretty cool, and like they've done most of the other houses, they've added some light to it, you know, with the black roofing, which looks pretty nice. With them, as you can see, they've added a swimming pool, and they've made the most. Again, this was another house that had a lot of space in the backyard that was literally doing nothing, and so they have literally managed to add like a swimming pool and a bar and barbecue area. I actually do like the setup here. It looks really, really nice, considering even the area that it's in. I think they've done a great job here, considering it's all base game as well. Remember, they have to keep it base game. They cannot include other packs in the base game world. Even any other world, unfortunately, any homes that come with any other world, it has to be only pack restricted to that particular pack the world came with and base game, which is such... It can be frustrating when you have to deal with that, to be honest, especially you're like, oh, I've now got this, now I have to go ahead and add it to the house I already have. It's tedious. But what they've done with the courtyard, a courtyard area basically, is it used to be just kind of like a space of just stones, I think, if I remember. And what they seem to have done this time around is they've literally added like a painting, an easel, and some cacti, as well as just like a little sitting area, almost like it's a courtyard, but it almost feels like it's a courtyard, but at the same time it also feels like a conservatory type. However, this one is completely open at the top, so it's literally got space at the top. Their living area, let's have a look at their living area. Basically is kind of open plan with their kitchen, which is kind of like got like a bar stools and stuff like that. I do like it. It seems to work for them. I think the pillars kind of add a touch to the way the build is supposed to look. They've obviously got their bedrooms. There's quite a few of them that live in this house. They've actually got 4 bedrooms. They've actually got 4 bedrooms in this entire household, and this is obviously to accommodate each and every person that lives there. The one thing I'm impressed about what they've done with the bathroom, which is something I love doing, is they've added like a platform area in the bathroom where the bathtub is actually on a platform, and then it's kind of got like a his and hers type sink. I'm not sure why they chose to put it like this, considering these are not couples. So I don't know. I mean, I can see 2 people, yes, brushing their teeth at the same time, but I don't understand why it's like this, and it could have been divided easily, to be honest, if that's the case. But they do have 2 of those bathrooms, so they're literally designed in the exact same way, and I'm assuming this is to allow for the 2 people to use one bathroom and the other 2 people to use the bathroom. That's it, because it's a bungalow. That's pretty much everything in this particular build. So now we are going to head over to the final house, which is none other than the Calientes, and then afterwards we're going to go back to the Pancakes household and go check out what's in the basement. We have actually reached the Caliente household. Like all the other household, there's some kind of light they've added, but there's a light touch. If you remember the house next door, where it was very terracotta, it looked a little bit to the dull side because they've decided not to update that one, and the one next door is bizarre. This is why I said, why did they not just update everything all at once so that it kind of looks more uniform? It makes no sense to me. But what they've done with the Caliente household, I do like what they've done. They've added a swimming pool at the back. There's a cute little fountain that was lazily placed on the front because they could have done more in terms of the landscaping with that. After all, this is a Townie house, and when you enter, it looks very similar to the way it used to be before. I could be wrong. I honestly could be wrong, but it looks very similar to what I have seen before. I don't know. I can't tell. I think if they've changed anything, maybe they've just changed the wall paint, the flooring colors and stuff, because I'm struggling to see, and I'm not gonna try and investigate what it used to be honest. I don't have time for that. They've got a lounge, like a living area. They've got like their dining area with the grand piano, and they've got a bathroom with toilet, literally a bathtub and toilet, and they've got like an open plan type kitchen. It's technically not open plan because there's no other room next to it, so it's literally just a kitchen, but it gives open plan for the simple reason that it's very spacious. Basically, I don't know if this is what the color scheme was before, but it is kind of like a black and white. Again, it's got that noir look about it. And as I mentioned, at the back they've given them like a swimming pool. It's kind of like those infinity type pools because it's kind of raised up. I like the fact that they've given them a backyard. However, I feel like, again, their landscaping, similar to what they did with the GOTH household, was a bit of a lazy thing. The only households that I've been fully impressed with are the Spencer Kim Lewis house. Spencer Kim Lewis house has been the most impressive, I think, and as well as Johnny Zest, because of the fact that he lives in a trailer. I think I like what they've done for him, as well as the LANDGRAABs. The LANDGRAABs house looks really, really good. It's very impressive. So with these ones, let's have a look at the top floor, because remember, they are supposed to be very sus. Can you see what I'm seeing? As you're seeing the screenshots right now, there's only 3 bedrooms, but there's 4 people. So who is sleeping with whom? You've got Dina and Nina, and then you've got Katrina. One of the bedrooms seems like its own suite, and that bedroom happens to be, I think it's Katrina's bedroom. It seems to have been the master bedroom. It's the one with the red bed, because it's literally got a whole like she's literally got a whole massive space to herself. I'm certain this is Katrina's space, because it's literally like a whole bedroom, bathroom. You walk through the bathroom, which has got a his and hers sinks, and she's literally got a little mini walk-in wardrobe. And then the other rooms are kind of like almost like teenage like rooms, and they share a bathroom. There's literally a bathroom for everybody else to kind of share, which they've all got computer desk and full beds, etc., that sort of thing. So that is rather interesting to kind of observe. So I'm assuming in this particular playthrough from the jump, Don is supposedly seeing Katrina and then seeing her daughters on the side. Nasty, absolutely nasty, man. But that leaves us there. Now we're gonna go back to the Pancake household so we can check out that basement. Okay, so we are back at the Pancakes household, and it looks like Bob's got a man cave. Literally, Bob has got a man cave. This is amazing. I'm so Bob Pancake has a man cave, yo. Oh, this is quite funny. This is actually really funny to see. Okay, Bob, I see you. He's literally got a whole man cave, so that's what's in the basement. Okay, I like that. I think he kind of needs that. And you know, his man cave, literally, as you've seen, he's literally got his own picture on it, which is quite funny. His own portrait, I suppose. Was it the movie that he was in? I don't know. Gosh, you guys. But it's kind of interesting to kind of like see them in this light. It's very fascinating to me. Yeah, that's it, guys. I think I've covered everything. I have pretty much covered everything. What are your thoughts on these updates? Are you happy with them, or do you, like myself, feel that they should have refreshed every single house rather than just the houses the townies lived in, as well as the establishments, you know, like the clubs and stuff like that, the library? I feel like they should have just done a whole refresh of all the builds rather than doing, you know, bits and pieces, because goodness knows when it will be again before they do a refresh of the build in the similar capacity that they only refreshed the GOTH household and they neglected to continue refreshing all the other households. They did a refresh a particular pack, which I can't remember, a game pack, but they did not continue to refresh the rest of them. They just left us in the dust, in the dark, or the dust, if they decide they don't want to address it ever again. So that's the qualm that I have with the Sims team, is there is a level of inconsistency in the things that they say they're going to give us. At the end of the day, it's one thing to say you're going to give us something and then you don't, but at least give us an update as to why you haven't delivered in the time frame that we anticipated for you to deliver a certain promise, if that makes sense. I feel like communication is key, and the Sims team is terrible at communicating. Honestly, the reason why I don't even like to speak to any of the gurus is because I feel like, well, you get in your feelings when people come against you in a community that you know has got a bunch of people who, not everybody unfortunately has the emotional intelligence not to react with feelings, and you get in your own feelings, whereas mod creators actually respond, a majority of mod creators respond better to criticism. I'll put it that way. So I feel like gurus who are actually being paid loads and loads of money to work for EA should learn to respond better whenever they receive criticism, and just learn to be more professional rather than running away, in my opinion. That's my thoughts on that. But I am not happy at the fact that this has not been a fully fleshed out refresh of all the builds, but it's just of the Townie builds, which your sim cannot even move into as soon as they get into the game. I'm even thinking in terms of, if you are a first time Sims 4 player, you will not know that you can actually evict the Pancakes out of their nicer house, or the BFFs out of their house that's got a swimming pool. But even then, because you start with 20k, you won't know the cheats to kind of do free real estate so that you can actually straight move into a house you technically cannot afford, if that makes sense, you know, because you just want to live somewhere nicer but you don't know how to build. There's just a lot of elements that come to effect when it comes to making the gameplay not just more fun but aesthetically pleasing. And if you're gonna do a refresh, do a full refresh, not a part refresh, because then it becomes anticlimactic, which is what the situation is, as well as the video that they gave us, which was 7 minutes long only. And I was like, wait, is that it? Only for them to show us that they keep pandering to already popular YouTubers or SimTubers, which again for me doesn't make sense, because I've seen far more talented creators, SimTubers who do amazing work that could have collaborated to do a kit with The Sims. I feel like the ones that they have provided for cloud for all these years, I think it will be okay for them to take a back seat, give other people a chance who are actually putting in the work. I would actually love to see that, in my opinion. But otherwise, those are my thoughts on this patch day. Like I said, guys, if you haven't updated your game yet, please guys, make sure that you remove your mods, your saves, and your tray files out into a backup folder, obviously in separate folders individually, not in one file, because you won't be able to recognize what's what. And then go ahead and run the update, because then you stand a lesser chance of breaking mods that might have not broken due to the patch update. And then any mods that have broken as a result of the patch update, the mod creators, you should be able to keep up to date with them. You literally can be able to find right this moment as I'm speaking right now a link to my video that shows you how to move your mods and trays and saves during a patch day. I hope you're going to find that very helpful. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for watching this video until the end. Thank you so much. I still have a couple more videos still to come, so this one is literally had to jump the queue ahead of my other video, unfortunately. Have a beautiful week, and I wish you all the blessings that God has to give. Please take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, and be kind to one another, because it honestly doesn't take much energy to be kind to other people. It actually takes more energy to be negative and to be angry. So with that said, I wish you all the blessings and I wish you well, and no one should ever tell you that you are less than what God created you to be. With that said, take care. From me, it's good. Bye.
What?